Saint Mary Domenica Mazzarello. Saint Mary Domenica Mazzarello was an Italian religious sister and co-founder of the Salesian Sisters of Don Bosco. She was born on May 9, 1837, in Mornese, Italy. From an early age, she was known for her piety and dedication to prayer, receiving her first communion at the age of 10 and her confirmation at 12. As an adolescent, she was energetic and determined in all her endeavors. Sodality of the Immaculate. Father Dominic Pestarino, a native priest of Mornese, conceived the idea of the sodality to revive the spirit of piety and fervor. Mary Mazzarello was one of the first 5 founding members of the Sodality of the Daughters of Mary Immaculate, established in 1855, with Father Pestarino serving as their spiritual director. Despite lacking formal education and knowing only the elementary truths of faith and Christian duties, Mary Mazzarello felt a strong calling to teach and dedicate her life to guiding others toward virtuous living. She remained a member of the Sodality for 16 years. In 1862, Mary contracted typhoid fever, which left her unable to work in the fields. During her recovery, she felt a powerful desire to help poor girls. With Father Pestarino's consent, she and Petronilla opened a small tailoring shop in June 1862 at her home. A year later, they secured a stable location for their work. Some members of the Sodality chose to live in a community, while others preferred to stay at home. Meeting with Don Bosco. During one of his autumn outings on October 7, 1864, Don Bosco arrived in Mornese at night with a group of boys who entertained the villagers with their short concerts, marches, and lively music. Mary Mazzarello was captivated by Don Bosco and made her way through the crowd to listen to his talks. Before he left Mornese, Father Pestarino asked Don Bosco to meet the Daughters of the Immaculate, who had gathered to pray. Among them was Mazzarello. Don Bosco stayed in Mornese for 5 days. Community living. After returning to Turin, he consulted his council about starting a new congregation dedicated to working for girls. He announced that the congregation would be called the Daughters of Mary Help of Christians. Shortly thereafter, Don Bosco called Father Pestarino to share his plans. Father Pestarino then asked Mary, Petronilla, and several other Daughters of the Immaculate if they were willing to enter religious life in the institute that Don Bosco intended to establish. Mazzarello was delighted by this prospect. She not only accepted the suggestion eagerly but also encouraged a significant portion of the group to commit themselves under Don Bosco's guidance and devote their lives to the Christian education of impoverished girls. Thus, a community began to take shape. Using the constitutions of the Sisters of Saint Anne as a foundation, Don Bosco drafted a set of rules for his new family of daughters. Foundation of the FMA. On the 5th of August, 1872, in the presence of Don Bosco, the first 15 sisters received the religious habit. 11 also pronounced the first vows. Mary Mazzarello was one of them. Mother Mazzarello. Saint Mary Domenica Mazzarello served as the first superior of the order and led it for over 20 years. During this time, she was known for her kindness, simplicity, and devotion to her work. She died on May 14, 1881, at the age of 44. Saint Mary Domenica Mazzarello was canonized a saint by Pope Pius XII in 1951. Her feast day is celebrated on May 13th. She is the patron saint of the Salesian Sisters of Don Bosco and of young girls. Her legacy continues through the work of the Salesian Sisters of Don Bosco, who today operate in many countries around the world and continue to serve those in need. Saint Mary Domenica teaches us that we are called to follow Christ with a generous and humble heart. Like her, we are called to serve others with love and compassion, especially those who are vulnerable or marginalized. We are called to be instruments of God's peace and hope in the world.